Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we've got some fantastic phrases from the Power English radio show. Let's dive right in. First up we have off limits. Now, when we say something is off limits, we mean it's restricted or prohibited, and access is a big no-no. Picture this. The private area of the facility is off limits to visitors. During investigations, certain documents can be declared off limits to the public. It's all about places or information you're not supposed to go or see. Next on our list is in advance. Whenever you hear this, think beforehand or previously. Please make sure to book your tickets in advance to secure your seats. If you're submitting a project proposal, do it at least 1 week in advance. It's all about getting things done before the clock ticks down. Now let's talk about get the most out of something. This phrase is all about maximizing benefits or value. Want to supercharge your conference experience? Attend workshops and networking events to get the most out of it. Investing time in learning a new skill? That's how you get the most out of personal development. Moving right along, we've got it's good to. This one is all about expressing approval or positive vibes. It's good to stay active and maintain a healthy lifestyle. During challenging times, having a positive attitude? Yep, it's good to have that. Simple, right? Last but not least, we have ground rule. This is like the backbone of rules, the basic principles. Before we start the meeting, let's establish some ground rules for discussion. Teachers often outline ground rules in the classroom for a positive learning environment. It's the fundamental basis for smooth sailing in any situation. And there you have it, folks. A glimpse into the rich world of expressions from the Power English radio show. If you enjoyed this journey through language, hit the like button, subscribe for more linguistic adventures. Until next time, happy learning.
So we're so happy to have you.
Yes.
And we are going to talk about hiring a housekeeper today.
Yes.
It's good to set ground rules.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like this expression, to set ground rules.
Mm-hmm.
We know rules.
Yes.
Right? 규칙.
Yeah.
But why is it ground rules? What does that mean?
So ground, if you think about the dirt that you walk on, it's the basic rules,
right?
The basic foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the rules that you're always going to follow, and they are the simple ones that will build off of maybe more special rules that come later.
Okay, so it's saying, like, you have to let the housekeeper, you have to set some rules.
Yes.
Basic rules.
Basic rules.
For the housekeeper.
Maybe there will be more rules later.
Yeah.
But there are a set of basic rules we will always keep.
Right, right. I think that's very important.
Oh, yeah.
It's important to leave these cleaning duties or organizing duties to the housekeeper, but I think the owner needs to let them know first, like, what should be done and how it should be done.
Yeah, very clearly.
Very clearly, because later then what happens is that the owner becomes like, oh, why did she do this? Why didn't she do that? Well, you need to set ground rules.
Yes.
Okay, if something is off limits, what does this mean?
It means you cannot go to that place.
Yes.
It is
don't
restricted.
Go.
Don't go.
In advance.
Means to do it beforehand. There's a deadline, but you do it before the deadline.
All right. And if you get the most out of something?
You are trying to get the most benefit out of something. So you'll make sure you get every single bit of value.
Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
The cleaning service sent over the woman who will clean my apartment. I showed her where everything is and explained what I wanted.
How did it go?
Pretty well. I told her that my office was off limits, unless I was home.
It's good to set ground rules in advance so she knows what you expect.
I also want to get the most out of the time she'll be there every week.
For example, you probably don't need your windows washed every week, right?
Okay, so Kenzie begins by saying the cleaning service sent over the woman who will clean my apartment. I showed her where everything is and explained what I wanted. Okay, usually, oftentimes, even in Korea, you call like a cleaning service and then they kind of refer you. They send you someone.
Yes.
Right? So, you show her everything and explained what I wanted. And Tyler says, how did it go? Meaning, how was it?
Yes.
Did it go well? And Kenzie says,
pretty well. I told her that my office was off limits unless I was home.
okay, so this is a good expression here to say, listen, if I'm not home, don't go into my office.
Yes.
So something is off limits.
Yes. Off limits means that you cannot enter or you cannot go to that place. And, I think many families in a house might have things that are off limits. I know my mom had a Christmas closet.
She did?
At the end of the year, about November, December, she had a closet where she put
All of her Christmas
all
stuff?
the Christmas presents, and I was not allowed to go in it.
Oh, off limits.
The Christmas closet was off limits.
Oh my
Because I couldn't look at the toys before. Yeah.
goodness.
So
I think if I were a child, it would be such a temptation. Like,
well, there was
I want
a
to
key.
open. There was
my
a
mom
key.
locked it.
Oh, she locked
So I couldn't open it if I wanted to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That
But,
was-
maybe pets may have certain areas of the house that are off limits.
Sure.
So you put the little gate
Right.
where they cannot enter.
Right, right. So, it could be like, don't go in this area, or like maybe certain things in the refrigerator
Are off limits.
Are off limits, meaning you can't have it.
That's my ice cream, not your ice cream. That's off limits.
Especially like when you are roommates with someone.
Oh, yes.
You have to set the ground rules.
Yes. If you don't buy it, you don't eat it. That is the ground rule.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Tyler says it's good to set ground rules in advance so she knows what you expect. Okay, it's good to is our power pattern.
Yes. So this is whenever you're giving a recommendation or suggestion. Saying it's good to means this is maybe the best way to do it. You don't have to do it that way, but this is what I suggest.
Okay, yeah. It's good to. So it's good to do what? Set ground rules. And we
Yes.
talked about ground rules. Those are kind of your basic rules.
Yeah.
Okay. In advance.
Yes.
So she knows what you expect. So tell her now before she starts working.
Right.
In advance.
In advance means to do something before the deadline comes or before it is absolutely needed. Don't wait for a problem to make the rule.
Right.
Just make the rule first, so when a problem comes up, you already know what to do.
Right, right. I think isn't that true for any type of work? It's always good to let them know before, in advance.
Yeah. Like what you want.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise, they're going to just do what they want,
Right,
and the expectation will be different.
right.
Maybe there'll be a misunderstanding.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So avoid the confrontation later.
Yeah.
And just be very honest from the get-go.
Yes.
In advance. Okay. I like this expression, get the most out of. So Kenzie says what?
I also want to get the most out of the time she'll be there every week.
Okay. Good expression. Get the most out of. Easy words. Put all together. What does it mean?
It means that you are trying to receive the biggest benefit or value from something as much as you can.
Yeah.
So a similar phrase in Korean would be something like 뽕을 뽑다.
Yeah.
You just
How
want...
do you know that expression?
Someone said it to me one time, and I didn't know what it meant. It was on a job.
Yeah?
I was working, and they said it, and I was like, I don't know what that means. And I was so embarrassed I didn't know what it means.
It's a little casual, but it's kind of like Yeah, that's exactly right. Get
Yeah.
the most out of something.
You just want...
You want to extract
Like
as much as you can.
Like you got an orange,
Uh-huh.
and you want orange juice.
Uh-huh.
You're going to squeeze that orange juice
Yeah.
till every little piece of, a little drop of juice comes out of it. Get the most out of that orange.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of like when you go to a buffet. You make the most out of a buffet.
You don't
right?
eat like a day before.
Yeah.
If you know you're going to a hotel buffet,
Those are
stop
expensive.
eating 2 days before.
That's right. Stop eating. Those hotel buffets are very expensive. All right. So to get the most out of, because she only comes in every week.
Yeah.
So you want to get the most out of her there for the day. Tyler says, for example, you probably don't need your windows washed every week, right?
Right.
Right. So you have to be efficient and tell them, okay, this is what you do every week, but you don't need to do this every week. You can do it every other week.
Yeah.
See, so it just makes it so much easier.
Right. When all the rules are clear, it's easy to follow. No one gets mad.
Yes, very good. Let's go ahead and listen to that dialogue one more time.
The cleaning service sent over the woman who will clean my apartment. I showed her where everything is and explained what I wanted.
How did it go?
Pretty well. I told her that my office was off limits, unless I was home.
It's good to set ground rules in advance so she knows what you expect.
I also want to get the most out of the time she'll be there every week.
For example, you probably don't need your windows washed every week, right?
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 82 and 83. We're going to do a quick review, give you more examples. If something is off limits, it's an area where you can't go in.
Yes.
Okay? I'm sorry, but this area is off limits to guests.
I'm not a guest. I'm an employee. Here's my access pass.
Okay, right? So, sorry, you can't come in. Oh, I'm an employee. I told my little brother that my bedroom was off limits to him.
Yes. Yeah, you know how siblings,
Yeah.
brother and
Stay
sister,
out.
stay out of my room.
Yeah. Do not enter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, aside from that closet, the Christmas closet,
Yes.
was there anything else that was off limits in your home?
In my home.
Maybe in the kitchen?
No, I was allowed to do everything.
Yeah, you were allowed to do everything
I
in the
know
kitchen?
some people, like
Yeah.
children, the oven,
yeah,
the
is off
stove
limits.
is off limits.
That's right.
My mom was fine with that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
But you didn't cook or anything, did you?
I cook frozen pizza.
So you stuck it in the oven?
I stuck the, yeah. And then I take the pizza cutter.
Yeah.
And you roll the pizza
yes.
cutter.
Oh.
Yeah, I just make pizza at home by myself.
Oh my goodness, no wonder you love pizza.
Oh my gosh.
You had a lot of pizza when you were young.
So much pizza. Half of my body is probably pizza. Let me tell you. There was I don't think my house, there were a lot of things off limits. Just the Christmas closet.
Right. I don't remember anything being off limits, at home either for me. Because I was at home a lot by myself.
Right.
And so my mom had an industrial sewing machine.
Oh, a big sewing machine,
like the type of sewing machine that you find in like factories.
Yeah.
She had one at home. That was not off limits.
You were just sewing.
I was sewing at the age of like 9,
Oh
10.
my gosh.
Yeah, seriously. Well, you poke yourself in the needle, and it's electric too, so you got to be careful.
Right.
But it was not off limits. That was
things that might possibly be off limits, maybe a computer would be off limits. Like if you're a student, the teacher's computer is off limits.
Oh, sure.
A student just can't use the teacher's computer. Or, my mom's purse. My mom's purse was off limits.
Okay.
I couldn't just get in my mom's purse and get money or whatever.
Of course.
Or candy.
I did that for my son too. It's like, no, you are not going through my bag. Also, you could, if you have a child who is very young, maybe electronics, or phones are off limits.
You're grounded. Video games are off limits for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Or after a certain time, like 8 o'clock, after 8 o'clock, all electronics are off limits.
Yeah. Or the snack drawer is off limits.
Oh,
Where you have the snacks in a single drawer. Yeah.
All right, I think you get the idea. All right, in advance means prior to a deadline, so before.
Yes.
Okay. I bought our bus tickets in advance and our seats are assigned.
Then we don't have to rush to get on with everyone else. Yes.
You know what I love about Korean movie theaters? Is that you can buy them in advance and, you know, determine your seats.
Yes.
Because in America, you have to stand in line.
Right.
Maybe it's changed. I don't know.
You can buy them in advance, meaning that you can buy the actual
Tickets.
but you don't know what your seat is.
Yeah, that's
they don't
right.
give you a number.
There's no number.
You just whoever gets in the theater first
That's right.
gets whatever seat they want.
Right.
However, recently in America there have been some classier, some like more expensive places, movie theaters, where you do get your seat assigned.
Okay.
But it's often places where like you can also eat a meal.
Oh, one of those sort of like
Dinner and movie.
Yes, like those private sort of smaller movie theaters.
Like maybe 20 people can get in.
Yes.
So that you maybe would also get, when you buy your tickets in advance, you would also get your seat number assigned as well.
All right. Please tell me in advance if you can't come to my party.
Yeah, I need to know.
Yeah.
Don't just not show up. Tell me before the party. Tell me in advance that you're not coming.
You know, a very typical sentence that a lot of people in the business world use is thank you in advance.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I like it.
Yeah.
I use it a lot, like if I'm trying to translate, because in Korean, if you say like 잘 부탁드립니다,
Yeah.
if you end an email saying please, it sounds really weird.
Yeah.
But if you say thank you in advance, it means like I know you're going to do this, so I want to thank you beforehand.
Yeah. So it is in some ways, like you said, 잘 부탁드립니다. It's to say something before it happens.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I
mean,
like that.
You can't. It doesn't always translate that way, but I think in like a business email, very often it would be done in that way.
Good point. All right. Get the most out of something means to take full advantage, to benefit from something as much as possible.
Yes.
I want to go scuba diving tomorrow, jet skiing the next day, and then bungee jumping.
It sounds like you want to get the most of your vacation week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there are two types of vacation people. One that the person doesn't want to do anything.
Right.
They just want to be in the hotel.
Right.
By the pool. And the other person wants to do every single activity because they want to get the most out of their vacation.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It says here, I got the most out of my university years by making friends and joining clubs. So when you're going to university and you make the most out of your university years, you're studying hard, you're making lots of friends, connections, you participate in clubs.
Right.
You know.
Well, I think it depends on who you are as a person, but the phrasing is doing the most, doing the activity that you cannot do at another place, right? So for some people in university, that means studying. I studied really hard and I made the most of my university years and I got a good job.
Yeah.
For other people, it's I made the most of my university years and I went and studied abroad and I learned about the world. Or I made lots of friends and then I had, good connections and good friendships for the rest of my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. To get the most out of, I really believe that in your 20s, you really do need to get the most out of your 20s.
Yeah, because in your 30s, everything ends.
Because you know why? In your 30s, you have to start working.
Yeah, you got bills, you got retirement.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know about retirement.
You start saving money.
But 20s, I feel like when you're in your 20s, you still have that freedom to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you have the freedom to fail.
Yes. And you should.
Right?
Yes.
In your 30s, if you fail, it's
it's going to take you longer to jump back, bounce back. All right. It's good to means what?
kind of giving your
Recommendation.
recommendation.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Or it's giving what we would call a best practice.
Okay.
This is going to be the best thing to do.
It's good to communicate well with your partner.
Yeah, communication's always good. It's good to know what you want in life.
Yeah, it's good to know, but we don't always know.
No, yeah, some people don't know.
Right. Ground rule is a really great expression on page 84. Do check out the definition. Let's thank our sponsor.
한국토익위원회에서 취업과 승진을 위한 토익 스피킹 응시권을 드립니다.